Okay, all right, so welcome to this Cancer new moon. And so in the session today, we're going to look at what this Cancer new moon is bringing us, and then we will have a look at the goal or the intention that you want to set for this new lunar cycle. And then I will step you through using the alignment method, and we'll just uncover whether there are any hidden blocks that are going to potentially hold you back from reaching this new moon goal. So for those of you that are maybe new to the moon, so the moon it actually rules Cancer, the sign of Cancer. So now we've got moon in Cancer. It's actually it's in a very, very good placement. It feels very much at home there. And the moon itself is, because it's moving quite quickly through the signs, it's really sort of ruling our moods and our feelings, and we can really sense that movement. At the moment, at the time of recording this today, it's the 10th of July, and the moon is currently in Taurus, which is quite a grounding kind of feeling normally. It will feel more sort of practical and grounded. Whereas when it moves into Cancer, which will be on Tuesday, Cancer is more of a watery sign. So it has the potential to sort of affect our mood a little bit more. But yeah, basically the moon really kind of represents, it can represent our feelings, and then also our subconscious patterning as well. So looking at the moon as it moves through the phases and the different signs is really, really useful. You can really tap into different things and bring up things from your past, and we can work with these and then release these. So I think for US, UK, Europe and Australia, New Zealand, the new moon will fall all on Tuesday. So for once it's all on the same day. So it will be Monday that we have the dark moon. So that's the day before, or 24 hours before the new moon. And this really is a day of rest and pause. Even now leading up to it, we should feel the need maybe to slow down and rest and reflect more. But then when we get to that new moon, that's that pause, that period between the cycles before we start this new 29-day cycle. And it's where the sun and the moon are sitting together in the same sign. So sun will be in Cancer and moon will also sit next to the sun. So a really good time to turn inward, and we usually then will set our new goal or our new intention. For Cancer, Cancer is a nurturing sign. It's as I said before, it's a very watery sign, and it's actually a very good time to take this moment and take this time now to really kind of nurture ourselves and to focus on your own well-being. Focus on what it is that you need to put in place so that we can move forward into this next cycle. So it will be if you're already quite intuitive, then Cancer will add a layer of this particular lunation, will bring through quite a powerful energy. It can heighten your intuition, and it actually then can help us to look at things that we need to bring to the surface. So any kind of patterns that no longer serve us, anything that we need to really transform or release can be really useful for this. So this is what it will look like, and this is based I'm in Brisbane, and then if you're in Europe it will be almost flipped the other way. So we've got sun and moon here, because for me it's going to be nearly 8 p.m. at night. So the sun and the moon at that time actually are below the horizon. The moon has not yet come up above the horizon. And then for those of you in Northern Hemisphere, for those of you in Europe, your sun will be up in the sky already at that time. So we've got sun and moon together at 21 degrees of Cancer, and we've also got Mercury nestled quite closely as well. That's conjunct sun and moon as well, so also in Cancer. And so in my sessions, the Sunday session, which is the MoonCoding session, where we go a lot deeper into reflecting and things that we need to release. I will go into a bit more detail, but there's some really interesting placements that are happening at that time. And as you can see here, there's a lot happening in Gemini, and we've got this very unusual formation that's also starting. Well, it's not even starting, it's almost there. You can see here we've got Pluto with 4 degrees of Aquarius, Neptune's at 4 degrees of Aries, Uranus 4 degrees of Gemini, and then Jupiter will move into 4 degrees of Leo. So this is really, really unusual, and when that happens, it's called like a cradle. It's like a basket or a cradle, so it will form that, and it's very, very powerful alignment. It's very rare. This will happen not for new moon, it will happen a few days after new moon. I think it will be about 3 or 4 days after. And of course we've got Chiron, freshly new into the sign of Taurus as well. So the main theme I think that we're looking at here, if we look forward to this month ahead, is, I guess it's very much around, well, firstly asking you what is it that you want to achieve, of course, because it's a new moon, and it's also the start of this 6 month ahead. So we're just starting into July, but maybe it's around the inner home that you're creating for yourself, or it might be around the foundations that you're creating for yourself. And so we can ask ourselves, what is it that I need to create this safe home for myself? And that doesn't necessarily mean home as in your physical home. It can be your inner home. It can be your inner world. It can be your relationships. It can be anything you want it to be. But just taking a moment to think about your foundations. And what is it that you're wanting to create or change? And you can actually ask whether there's an area of your life that you want to focus on more in this coming month. Is there an area that you want to improve? And if you have your birth chart, then you can also have a look to see which life area this new moon will fall on, because this can also help you to if it resonates. So you're looking for 21 degrees of Cancer. So we always go anti-clockwise, and you're looking for this symbol here for Cancer. And there'll be 30 degrees here, and we're looking for 21. So for me, it's just in the 10th house, almost into the 11th house. So for me, it's really shining a spotlight on my career and long-term goals, maybe my reputation, my public image. And that sort of rings quite true for me. So this can also help you to look to see what goal or intention you want to set for yourself. And it can be a personal goal, or it could be a business goal, it could be a health and well-being, relationships. And another way is just to ask yourself how you've been feeling. So you can put your hand on your heart and just feel into how you've been feeling, and then how you want to feel. And that can also open up possibilities. Once you've decided on a new goal or intention, just write G in the chat for me. And then you can also just take a moment just to feel a bit more into that. Is this something that you've wanted to work on before? Is it something new? If you've wanted to work on it before and maybe haven't followed through, or is there a part of you that doubts it? Doubts that it's possible? So just taking a moment now just to see what comes through for you. I'm taking this time just to really then feel into, is there any part of this that I'm not fully self-trusting? Because the earlier that we can recognize that, then we can do things and put things in place to overcome any resistance, any blocks. So once you're ready, on a fresh page, I'd recommend it on a fresh page, to then draw across. So you've got 4 boxes, and in the center you can write your goal or your intention. And we're going to start in the top left. And so in the top left, I want you to write down all the benefits of you reaching this goal. So we've got 29 days, and this goal might be perhaps something bigger as well, which is absolutely perfectly fine. But what are the benefits of you reaching the goal? You might have 2, 5, you might have more. And then once you have the benefits, I want you to write down all the actions that you need to take to reach that goal or that intention. And once you've got a list of benefits and a list of actions, just write BA in the chat for me. Perfect. And so now we're going to first of all start on the left hand side. So for each of the benefits that you've written, I want you now to think about what would the advantage be of not having that benefit. What would the benefit be of not having the benefit? So for example, let's say my goal was to lose 5 kilos or whatever it is. And so maybe one of the benefits is that I would be able to buy new clothes. And so then the advantage of not having that benefit might be to save money. So we're looking for things that are perhaps hidden. Don't question it too much, just whatever comes through, writing that down, even if it sounds illogical. And then once you've looked at the benefits, now look at the actions. So for each action, what would be a benefit of you not taking the action? So in my example of maybe losing weight, the actions I need to take might be to go to the gym daily, to exercise, how many times a week. And so the benefits of not taking that action would be extra time, less effort, more time in the morning, etc., etc. Might be saving money. And then once you've done that, you can just dig a little bit deeper. Anywhere that you may have brushed over. Is there a layer below that? So just see if you can go any deeper. Because we're trying to get here to hidden blocks, hidden beliefs or limiting beliefs that can hold you back. And then once you've done that, anything that you have written here is potentially then a limiting belief. So if I have here, for example, saving is going to save time. If I don't have to go to the gym, then my limiting belief is that it takes too much time to stay healthy, or it's going to be takes too much effort to go to the gym. It's too expensive. And so these are all what we call limiting beliefs, hidden blocks. They're things that are going to hold us back from achieving this goal, this intention, this lunar cycle. So what you want to do now is write a list and just be very, very honest with yourself. Writing down a list of your limiting beliefs or hidden blocks connected to this goal. And the more honest you are with yourself, then the more chance that you have of getting closer to that goal, because once you've identified these, we can work with that. And then with these limiting beliefs now, there's lots of different ways that we can work with these to release them. So sometimes now, just by identifying them is sometimes enough to just help them to release. So just acknowledging it is simply enough. In other cases, we can work with affirmations. So you can flip whatever you have here and flip it into something more positive. So if it's, I'm just going to go back to that other example. So if it's exercise is too much effort, then the flip side to that is exercise is easy and effortless, or exercise is maybe not that effortless, but it depends what you're doing. But yeah, making it something more positive and believable and achievable, of course. So we can flip them and make them into affirmations. And then there's many other ways that we can work with these really subconscious blocks. And the deeper ones will take a little bit more to release. Some of these might be deep-rooted patterns, particularly things to do with money or worthiness. And obviously in the Belief Alchemy collective community, the main modality I use is belief coding, which is used inside the MoonCoding sessions on the Sunday. So this is a very powerful way to release subconscious blocks. And that's what we do in those sessions. We're unblocking and releasing those. And then, of course, I love Akashic Records and doing the work in there. And this is another way to unlock and release patterns. Awareness and journaling I've mentioned, reframing I've mentioned, visualization and meditation, which we actually do inside the belief coding, MoonCoding, Akashic Records. It's very much focused on visualization and meditation, and we'll do a little short meditation now before we finish. And then just having the right environment, positive environment, support, particularly when we're working towards goals. We want to have daily. I think it's better to have daily check-in. So it's front of mind, taking really small micro steps every day to get you closer towards it, staying accountable, and constantly, because as we move through the lunar cycle, other things will come up. So then having something in place then to support anything else that comes up as we move through. Somatic practices can be very good, breath work, and energy healing as well. So what I might do is let's just quickly I'll just quickly go through this. So if you're already in my community, then you're already aware of some of these things, and if you're new to the community, you've just joined, basically on the standard level you have access to a number of different things that can support you, and you'll see that there is inside the community I've got like a 3-day self-trust reset as well as a 29-day, and this is the 29-day is really around journaling prompts to help you through the moon phases, and that can help to bring up anything else, any other resistance, any blocks that you can have or may come up for you. But it's the MoonCoding sessions that we do every Sunday that really can help you to release. And then I do Akashic work as well. So let's do a short meditation just to release a little bit before we close. And so if you want to just close your eyes. And just taking a deep breath in through your nose. And then slowly breathing out through the mouth. Just taking another deep breath in through your nose. And out through the mouth. And one more. And I want you now just to visualize yourself in a vast open space. And nearby is some water. So it might be a river. It might be the ocean. It might be a stream or waterfall. But just see yourself standing there. And at the moment there's a small sliver of moonlight before it goes completely dark. You can see the stars in the sky, nature all around you, and then this water. And I want you now to imagine these limiting beliefs. Imagine them maybe as stones. Could be stones or shells, you choose, but lay them out in front of you. All of these blocks. And one by one now, I want you to put them into a basket. Notice how heavy they feel. And I want you now to carry them towards the water, whether it's the ocean or a stream, a river, or a waterfall. And I want you now to place each of those blocks. I want you to place them now into that water. You can throw them, you can drop them, but as you do, you notice that they start to dissolve. As soon as they leave your hand and touch that water, something changes. Notice how it feels to let go. And notice now how much lighter the basket feels and how much lighter you feel. And then take a deep breath in. And on the breath out, you realize why you needed to let go of some of these things, maybe why you've been carrying them. And now that the basket is lighter and you can think more clearly, and then you think about this new moon and the goal that you set for yourself, and you decide on the next step that you will take, the action, the small action that you will first take. What do you need to do? And then once you have your answer, you're going to slowly come back to the room, opening your eyes and just writing down that first step that you need to take. And also if anything came through for you, just jotting that down.